We're going to name some compounds. The first thing you should do is decide if it's ionic or covalent. And you look up the elements on the periodic table, and potassium is a metal, chlorine's a nonmetal, so metal plus nonmetal is ionic. When you name, what that means is that you're not going to use those prefixes like di, tri, and so forth. This is simply potassium chloride. We do end in the "ide" on the second one, but in order of the formula, potassium first. Okay, next, again, we check to see if it's ionic or covalent, and this one is ionic. I can tell right off because it has a polyatomic ion, but it also does, if you check, it has a metal. That means I just name them in order, so calcium, and then OH is hydroxide. On the polyatomic ion, you just say whatever its name is, goes there. Okay, this next one is different because if you find phosphorus and oxygen on the periodic table, they're both nonmetals. So this is covalent. That means I need the prefixes. And so I'm going to, for phosphorus, I'll say di, phosphorus, and then 5 for the oxygen. And on this one, I'm going to drop the A. Instead of pentaoxide, I'm just going to say pentoxide. I'm not really picky if you know whether or not to drop that A. It kind of comes naturally. Okay, one more. Okay, you might recognize copper is a metal, and so we know that this is ionic. But the other thing you might remember with copper is that you can't just look on the periodic table and say what its charge is. If you remember, copper can be either +1 or +2. So you have to figure out its charge, and the way that you do that is you look at the charge on the fluorine. And the fluorine has a -1 charge. It's in the -1 column. So you can kind of tell by the subscripts, if this is neutral, this must be copper 2. So when I name it, I'm going to say copper and then 2 fluoride. And again, this is the charge on copper.